So in this segment, we're going to be talking about Frost threatening drastic action over the agreement. So Frost has threatened the UK could soon take drastic action over the post-Brexit agreement on Northern Ireland over concerns about violence and disruption. We spoke yesterday about the British proposals to make changes to the Northern Ireland Protocol, which most likely aren't going to work. So hopefully you watched that video. Frost has urged some of the similar points are similar here, but this one's more aggressive in nature. Kind of these statements. He urged that the European Union stop point scoring and work with us. How are the EU point scoring? We agreed to this deal. You can't within literally the 5 months of implementation of this deal, and you're already crying about it. No, it wasn't even 5 months. It was less than that. They started crying about it pretty much immediately. So how is it that our chief negotiator managed to write a deal that allows the EU to do quote-unquote point scoring and needs rapid reformation already? Like, how bad at negotiating are you? And he wants to rapidly find new solutions to end border checks on goods crossing the Irish Sea, which he says make no sense. Okay. Why did you agree to it then, Frost? Why? And we know why these border checks are there, to stop, goods going from GB to, leaking into the Republic of Ireland. That's why they're there. This one's not a tough one to figure out, Frosty. Lord Frost warned that the government continues to consider all our options, as he said the situation caused by the Northern Ireland Protocol that he negotiated cannot be sustained for long. This point here, to end border checks on goods crossing the Irish Sea. This is something Liz Truss actually spoke about, I think, yesterday in an interview with LBC. So we'll actually be talking about that a bit more, the fact that the UK think that they can somehow get an end to the Northern Ireland Protocol and goods crossing the Irish Sea seems to be a very strange one, especially considering we agreed to it and these people said it was a great deal. Frost warned that the government continues to consider all our options, as he said the situation caused by the Northern Ireland Protocol that he negotiated, I love the fact they throw that in, he negotiated, cannot be sustained for long. So are you saying that you agreed to a bad deal, Frosty? Is that what you're saying, buddy? But potentially breaking international law by tearing up the protocol was understood not to be under consideration. We remember that the UK broke international law in a very limited and specific way. I think that was it this year or last year? I can't remember anymore. With government sources hinting at the triggering of Article 16 to suspend checks instead being an option. So if they go down that route, it'd be interesting to see what the EU do. Will it lead to tariffs on British products, etc.? We're still waiting for the EU to do to take legal action. What they're going to do, what specific legal action they're going to take. Since they mentioned it a few months ago. So, it's a very slow process, this. Arguing ministers did not anticipate issues with checks when signing the protocol. What did you think was going to happen? Did you think that we were going to sign this deal with the EU and then, like everything else that you people promised, nothing was going to happen? Because the EU don't roll like that, my friend, unfortunately. They don't make promises and sign agreements and not implement them. It's the UK who typically does that. This is just so stupid. He says, I totally understand the anxiety of unionists, so why did you sign this deal then? Why did you hail this as a great deal? Why did Boris Johnson say this is a great deal then? Honestly. Protests have been occurring and political stability is at risk. Our overriding aim has always been to protect the Good Friday Agreement. If the protocol is not protecting it, it's not working well. The protocol is protecting the Good Friday Agreement because there is no hard border within the island of Ireland, and the goods and people flow through the border within the island with no issues. So what can I say, buddy? It kind of has protected the Good Friday Agreement. The thing that's damaging the Good Friday Agreement is you and the government, the Westminster government, not the EU. Hate to break it to you, pal. The EU need to rapidly find a new approach and new solutions. Nah, bruv, you're the one who has to find new solutions and a new approach because you're our Brexit minister and you're the one in charge of this mess. That's up to you, pal. If the protocol operates as to such the political, social or economic fabric of life in Northern Ireland that the situation cannot be sustained for long, we are responsible for protecting the peace and prosperity of everyone in Northern Ireland. We will continue all our options for doing so. So let's think about this. The UK is responsible for the people within Northern Ireland. The UK signed an agreement which was irresponsible and not working and causing harm to the people of Northern Ireland, according to Frost. So surely that means you failed in your responsibility to protect the peace and prosperity of everyone in Northern Ireland. Shouldn't that mean you should resign, buddy? No, because you failed at your job? Really? I think you should. I think you should go, pal. Frost issued the threat after meeting loyalist paramilitaries during a visit to Northern Ireland last week. He's talking to loyalist paramilitary, saying that, we're going to do whatever we have to do. This is the EU's fault. If the peace and prosperity is impacted within the people of Northern Ireland, then, bad things might happen. And, he's speaking to loyalist paramilitaries who might escalate violence just like they did a few months ago. That's a possibility. So, Frost here, what he's doing is he looks like he's trying to ramp up tensions so that when things go wrong, he can use that as leverage to suspend checks within the Irish Sea. That's what it looks like Frost's big play here. So Frost is actively putting the lives and well-being of the people in Northern Ireland in danger, and failing to do his job, which is to protect the peace and prosperity of everyone in Northern Ireland. Maybe Frost will use the classic, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelette. But he's actively putting people in danger. The protocol was designed to protect the peace process by avoiding a hard border on the island of Ireland, which it has done. But it has angered unionists by effectively creating a border between Great Britain and Northern Ireland, which it has done, and it has annoyed loyalists, unionists. But this was the reality of the situation that Brexit has caused. This is down to Boris Johnson, the Tory government, all of the Tory MPs who voted for this, the oven ready deal, blah blah blah, all that stuff, and the people who voted for Boris Johnson's majority. Those are the people responsible for this. Also Frosty, the snowman, big Iceman, he's responsible too. If the UK triggered Article 16, it would be the second such act since the protocol came into force at the beginning of the year when the post-Brexit transition period ended. Brussels did invoke the provisions, in Article 16, but then quickly backtracked. I think it was in the space of an hour or two that they backtracked really quickly because they realised someone had a rush of blood to the head and, they stopped. They stopped it. Nothing actually happened. So the UK using this as further kind of leverage is just ridiculous because, yes, it was a mistake from the EU. But, the mistakes the UK has made, such as, not having the staff or the facilities in place, the EU did give us more time with grace periods. So the UK constantly harping on about this Article 16 thing when the EU did give us grace periods and some concessions. It's just ridiculous. They didn't have to give us concessions. They could make the Northern Ireland Protocol worse by increasing the request for checks. It's only, I think, 20% of consignments are actually checked on goods going from Northern Ireland, from GB to Northern Ireland. They could make that higher. Because from what I've read, checks from Great Britain to France or to the EU is at about 30%. So if the EU wanted to, they could say, look, we want you to check 30% of goods now, just like we check the goods for just how we check your other goods coming out of GB. We want it at 30%. So, they have given us some, I don't want to use the word concessions because these aren't concessions, but they have been slightly generous to us in these respects. So the government here, playing with ice and fire essentially, and it's not ending well, is it? We decided to mess around and find out, and we are finding out the truth that when it comes to agreements, the EU are sticklers for the rules, and the UK are not. We are not following the agreements that we set out. When these people say that we have a great deal, blah blah blah. Frost being angry at Lord Frost for having negotiated the Northern Ireland Protocol that Lord Frost now says is dead in the water is a bit ridiculous, to be honest. How can you argue this thing is causing so much harm to Northern Ireland when you're the one who negotiated it and said it was great? I don't understand these people, and yet people still, they don't elect people they don't elect Frost, but they elect people like Frost into positions of power who carry on, lying to people, saying that, this is a great deal, selling you a faulty car. This is a great car. Car gets off the parking lot, car goes into the road, you have an accident because the steering wheel doesn't work. Frost saying, well, it's not my fault, bro. That's the kind of guy this is. He's a dodgy car salesman. The Iceman can't be trusted, and he's about to thaw in the sun by the looks of things. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.